Hey there, I'm Jason Zook.
And I'm Caroline Zook.
And we are unboring business coaches for online business owners.
That's right. So welcome back to our Growing Through It series, where we take one of you and your business and we walk you through our 5-step business growth checklist to give you all kinds of improvements and tips for how to boost your revenue.
You should go ahead and grab your typewriter.
Oh, wow.
Set it on your desk and type out notes as you watch, because there's a lot of fun things you can take away for your business in this episode.
Got your typewriter? All set? Let's get into it. All right, guys. I am so excited to introduce you to Dylan from Quest Scouts. This is a business unlike any other that we have done before in this series. Quest Scouts is a business that is scouting for adults. So this is Dylan's website here, and it's all about completing interesting and unique challenges, inviting more fun into your routine, connecting with our friendly, encouraging online community, and earning awesome real-life badges. So how freaking cool is this? It's like a membership where you can do fun challenges and earn these kind of like merit badges, but for adults, doing fun, new, interesting things in your life. So what Dylan told us is that he loves this business, but memberships have stalled a little bit. So it's our goal in this video to walk through some of our suggestions for how he can just kind of put some more energy into the business, get new members in the door, and see a little bit more of that membership growth that he's looking for. So we can totally do that for him. Now, before we get into it, just a reminder, if you're new to this series, we have a 5-step business growth process that we go through in all of these Growing Through It videos. If you're interested in learning more about each of the 5 steps, you can go to an article on our website at wanderingaimfully.com/checklist. And that's where you can actually download your own checklist so you can walk through these 5 steps in your own business. Okay, so now let's see what we recommend for Dylan, and let's get started with step 1, foundation. This is where we always want to start because we want to be able to answer these 4 critical core questions about anyone's business and build our strategy from there. So the 4 questions are who, why, what, and how. So who refers to who does your business specifically help? So in other words, who is your audience? Here on Dylan's website, we can see that he describes Quest Scouts as scouting for adults. But as you can imagine, adults is just a very large category. So we want to think about who is this target person that Dylan's business is really speaking to. My general understanding from Dylan is that it's a lot of like the type of adult that scouting really speaks to is someone who just already has sort of a penchant for adventure and trying new things. Maybe they already like hobbies, you know, that involve some sort of scavenger hunt type element. Like maybe they're into geocaching or some of those types of hobbies. They really want new experiences in their life. They want to feel in community with other people. They like having hobbies, all of those things. And also they're probably people who, from talking to Dylan, they have a little bit of like a penchant for collecting. So they really like the badge element of Quest Scouts. Like maybe they already collect stamps or different like national park insignia things, but they really like that collecting aspect to it. So using all of that information, I have basically just narrowed it down to answer this who question. I would say adventure loving adults with a penchant for collecting. And that gives us a little bit more to work with than just adults. Moving on to the next question, why? So why does your business exist? What is the mission behind it? And why would somebody choose you over maybe a similar business? I see on the homepage here, Dylan says, life is short. We're here to inspire you to make the most of yours. And I love that. And I think that really sticks out to me as something that you can build the Quest Scouts mission around. And to just kind of extrapolate that a little bit, what I wrote down is life is better lived when you're seeking out new and challenging experiences with friends. And so it's this whole idea that to live life fully, you want to be seeking out experiences, you want to be stretching yourself, getting out of your comfort zone. And you can imagine that that's a really compelling mission for Quest Scouts to really have as a through line throughout its messaging. And you'll see as we build out this strategy, we're going to keep coming back to this idea of living life fully, and that new and challenging things and fun things are a part of living life fully. Moving on to our third question, what is the benefit that your business provides? And really another way to think of this idea of a benefit is how does your business make someone's life better? And it's usually things that are more intangible, feelings that you can give someone or different ways that they can become a better version of themselves. Again, right here on the homepage, Dylan has done a great job of speaking clearly to these benefits. So you're going to complete interesting challenges, invite more fun into your routine. I love that one. Connect with our friendly, encouraging online community. That idea of like fun, challenging, connecting, those are all different benefits that Quest Scouts can give some of its members. So to really solidify this, I said, a reason to unplug from the hustle of daily routines, try new fun things with a community of fellow explorers, and embrace life more fully. And of course, that's a lot of things there, but when I go through this 4 Qs exercise, I like to give myself a lot of different nuggets to pull from so that when it comes time to do things like the website or come up with different marketing strategies, you have some different inspiration points that you've already established in your 4 pillars. And then finally, the how. So how does your business deliver that benefit, or what is your offering? And in this case, it is very simple because it's one offering, which is really great. It's very streamlined. So we can go over to this Join Us tab on the Quest Scouts website, and we can see that the Quest Scout membership is $10 a month, and you join and you get access to all these different quests. The how of the business is the Quest Scouts membership at $10 a month. Okay, so just to recap here, our 4 Qs we have for our audience, we're gonna say adventure-loving adults with a penchant for collecting. Our mission, we're gonna say life is better lived when you're seeking out new and challenging experiences with friends. Ignore the typo. Our benefit is going to be a reason to unplug, try new fun things with a community of fellow explorers, and embrace life more fully. And then our offering is the Quest Scouts membership at $10 a month. So now we have a really solid idea of what the business is, who we're serving, what that benefit is gonna be, and we're gonna take all of that forward into our next step, which is our product or service offering. So we wanna make sure that our offering is really solid before we start coming up with a marketing strategy to send people to that offering. So let's kind of poke around and talk about the offering of the Quest Scouts membership, and let's ask ourselves how compelling that offer feels to us if we were a new potential customer. On the homepage here, like I said, I think he's done a great job of speaking to the benefits. Scouting and this idea of collecting badges and doing challenges, I don't think that most people can wrap their heads around that at first. So I love that his next instinct is to describe how Quest Scouts works. Because I think if you're new to the business, you're like, okay, I get the idea of challenges and badges, but how does it really work? And so he has explained that here. Later on, I think we can do an even better job of making that extremely explicit, because the last thing you want is for someone to be confused about how your membership works. So I'm just gonna put that in my mental vault here. I'm gonna really make it clear. Am I getting a real badge or am I getting a digital badge? What do I have to do? What type of challenges are we talking about? Am I have to go out with a group of my friends? Am I digging up a box like geocaching? All of these are questions that you wanna make really clear and explicit that you answer, so that if I'm a new customer, I'm not confused. So let's head over, that's the homepage, let's head over to become a member. And so I can see he lists out what all the membership includes. So you get the exclusive quests, weekly challenges, you get badges for being a yearly member. So I like that he includes all of that, but there was one thing that stood out to me. I think that is an opportunity for us to make the offering a lot more compelling and to just make it a lot more clear. And that is if I go up here to quests and I go to active quests, because I think this idea of quests is a very big tenet of the entire Quest Scouts model. The quests are the individual kind of themes of different challenges that you can do. What I love about this page is that when I go to all of these quests, first of all, the badges, can we talk about the badges and how freaking fun and awesome they are? He does such a great job. I don't know if Dylan does the illustrations or if he gets them done, but I just think that's such a fun element of the business. And I like that there's this big long page where I can scroll through and kind of check out different quests. But I will say one thing that's a little bit confusing right now is you can see there are some of these quests that have members, or some badges that have members, and some that don't. So I talked to Dylan and he said right now there are some quests that are members only and some that are kind of free to check out. And I think it's a little bit confusing, because if I was someone who just wanted to check these out, first of all, I don't know if I would right away notice the difference between one that doesn't have the word members and one that does. But if I'm like, oh, things that go bump, that sounds cool. If I click on that quest or that badge for that quest, I see a sneak peek of that page, but then it forwards me right to the login. And that's because it's a members only section, right? Because now I'm realizing, oh, it's a members only quest, but I'm a potential customer and I'm like, what's in that quest? I wanna know. Just to kind of make this point a little bit more clear, this is how Dylan has it set up right now. So some quests are members only, right? So that's the badges that say members, and then some quests are free for non-members. Now the problem with setting it up this way it's a little bit confusing and it doesn't incentivize non-members to become members. Because if you think about it, if there's like a handful of quests that are completely free to view for non-members, they're never gonna really be like, oh, well, why would I pay for the membership if I can just get the quests on the side? Of course, they can't get the badges and things, but I just think there's never that incentive to go that next step. It doesn't really lead you into that. And then plus, if a potential customer is interested in a members only quest, they can't really preview it without going to the join page. And so I think that, and I think Dylan was already thinking this because he mentioned kind of moving to this model, but I would definitely recommend the solution is to make all of the quests members only, but to show a preview of every quest to non-members so that they can get enticed, get excited, see which quests really speak to them. And so the way that I would do this is I'll show you in a sec. This in the design, I redesigned his kind of quest experience on the website. But for every single quest that he has, I'm gonna recommend he create a quest preview page. You're not gonna be able to see the entire list of objectives for that quest. Instead, I think you should do a little preview of the objective. So maybe pick 3, you could do 1, but I put 3 here. Like, oh, here are 3 different objectives under the notes quest. And then you can see I have the little no peeking sticker there with the rest of them blurred out to say join Quest Scouts to see all the objectives. Again, thinking through the offering experience on the website, if I look through all these beautiful badges and these different quests and I pick up one that interests me, I can get a taste of what that quest would be like. And then of course, we're gonna have a call out there to join. So you're really making sure that you can entice members and have them falling in love with these different fun experiences they can have. Okay, now let me show you this in action. So you saw the previous or the current active quest page, which I'm not gonna change the layout of it very much. This is the redesigned version that I did over in the Figma program. I am gonna add a little section here at the top to reiterate the benefit of joining, right? Experience life more fully with fun quests. So you're just reiterating in your potential customer's mind, this is why you would wanna join Quest Scouts. It's to experience life more fully. It says browse and click a badge for more info on the quest. Each quest includes objectives to complete for points. When you become a Quest Scout, ding, 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 when you pay us, you choose which objectives to tackle, and when you earn enough points, you complete the quest and can collect your real life badge. So you're just, again, reiterating the process because there's a little bit of education that has to happen to educate your customer on what the process is to get badges. So I just added that little descriptor at the top, and then totally the same layout of listing out all the badges. I would recommend that he do away with the members stamp on the badges and just have the badge, because remember, all of the quests are going to be now members only, but we're going to be able to preview them, so there's no need to have the 2 different badges. And so let's say I'm a potential customer and I look through the badges and I see this notes quest and I'm like, oh, I'm into music, that's cool. I click on it. This takes me to that preview page that I was talking about. So I don't get kicked out over to a login page. Instead, I can read a little bit more and get excited about it. So notes quest, you've got the music in you. Maybe there's a description here about a little bit about the quest. And then the big button is join now to start this quest. So you're reminding people that really to participate in the quest, you need to become a member. And then I did a little bit of a less pronounced section, already a member, go to the quest page. And that would just link to the existing page that he's already created. That's a members only page where it has the full objective list. I'll show you that in a second. Remember, we're really trying to cater this to someone who could become a member and make this a good experience for them. So join now to start this quest. I'm like, oh, maybe I do want to join. And then I see the preview quest objectives. So I can see my little objective sheet. This comes with every single quest inside of Quest Scouts, but we've got our little no peeking sticker here. And then I can see an example of 3 of the objectives and the point values for each of them. And Dylan can choose whether he only wants to show 1 or if he wants to show 3 or what he wants to do with that. And then again, you're describing here, objectives are how you earn points and complete your quest. So always educating, always trying to walk someone through the process so they fall in love with this idea of like point systems and badges and fun different challenges and gamification. And our ideal audience is someone who's gonna love that stuff. And then here's the real kicker here, which we'll talk about on that same page. So now I'm someone who's like, yes, I love this quest. I want to do it. I want to get the badge. What do I do next? If I'm not ready to just buy right there, you want to always make sure then on that page, we have some type of marketing bridge, which we'll talk about in the next section. But here's where we'd have an email sign up. Want to test drive Quest Scouts? Earn your first Quest Scouts badge free in just 15 minutes. And so if I'm someone who's falling in love with the idea of starting a quest, but I'm not quite ready to join, you want to capture those people. And so that's why we have this section of all about trying to get them to that first free quest. And then I just want to show you before we move on from the offering section, this is the existing join page, which I think is really good. Like, I like that he includes everything that's included. The big area for improvement I see here is that I just don't think that this buy area is like pronounced enough. I don't think it's exactly clear once I get to this page, like, how do I pay you? So we want to make that like really stand out and very easily accessible for someone. What I would do is, again, I used the same image and I would just call out the benefit again, ready to bring more adventure back to your life, just reminding someone what that benefit is that they will get from signing up from Quest Scouts. I created this whole section here that's join now for just $10 a month. Try fun new things, find community, embrace life fully. Benefit, 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 and then a big join now button. And then I've just moved all of the things that he said, the 4 things that membership includes, down below that, just so it didn't clutter up the space there. And then I really like bringing back the badges, because again, those colorful badges I really feel like are gonna speak to our ideal audience. And I just repurposed the testimonials that he had there as well. So I think all of these things together are going to kind of really solidify all of the great things that he already has going for the membership, but it's just about making it displayed and presented in a much more enticing and much more easy to navigate way. All right, now that we feel really good about our offering, let's talk about our marketing strategy and customer journey to get people to the offering. In other words, what is the marketing bridge to get someone to buy your product or service? Or as we like to say, how does someone go from a stranger to a customer? And if you've watched any of our videos, you know that our metaphor for this is a bridge metaphor. So if you can imagine that someone who's a potential customer is over on the left-hand side. This is what we call the mainland. It's where everyone's hanging out on the internet, going about their business. They don't know you exist. And then way over there on the right with the castle, that's your offering. And if someone goes through the door of your beautiful castle, that's the equivalent of them buying your offering. But the question is, how do you get somebody from the mainland over to your castle that's on an island by itself? And the way you do that is by building what we call marketing bridges, or a way for someone to first know you exist by putting up that blue billboard like, hey, there's an island this way, come check it out. And then you really want to put up these other small guideposts along the way to really lead someone on a journey to get to your offering. So let's talk about what marketing bridges Dylan already has in place. What I love on his homepage here, at the bottom, he has this Take the Fresh Scout Challenge. We challenge you to choose a quest and get started today. So this is great. He does have this marketing bridge set up, and it's this idea of getting people into this sort of like free trial situation where they can get a free quest and you want them to complete that quest, and then hopefully they like that process, and then they get on your newsletter, and then finally they join Quest Scouts. So that infrastructure is already in place, and we're gonna use that same infrastructure. I just think there are a couple of improvements that we could make to it. The first improvement that I think we can make is when you sign up for that Fresh Scout Challenge, you get onto Dylan's Fresh Scout Welcome Series email. And so I've kind of split up the email here, but this is the first email that you get. And there's a lot of things I love about it. I love that he talks about, he just welcomes people. He talks about what Quest Scouts is. There's a lot of good info here, but the thing is, if you're trying to get somebody to experience the benefit of Quest Scouts right away, buried kind of here in the middle is where you've said, okay, the best way to get started is to dive in, and this is your mission. We want you to select a quest that looks fun to you and choose an objective to complete within the next week. That's the challenge that they're issuing. But what he's saying is choose from the quests that already exist now. So if I'm a person, I have to click that link, go to the quest page, pick my quest. It's a lot of hurdles to jump through when you really want to make it as like quick and easy and painless as possible to get someone to taste that first little bit of benefit of Quest Scouts and just become intoxicated with scouting, and now they love it. We need to make that barrier as low as possible. So the way that we recommend doing that is we're just gonna recommend a couple of changes to this Fresh Scout Challenge, and we're gonna say change it to something called a Quick Quest Challenge. And it's not really about the name, it's about making it as simple and easy as possible. So you wanna make it as quick and easy as possible for someone interested to experience the benefit of Quest Scouts. That's why the whole headline of signing up for the Quick Quest Challenge is get your first quest badge in under 15 minutes. And the whole idea is just for Dylan to basically create 1 to 3 quick quests, these like mini little one-off quick things, which is really just going to be an objective, right? An objective that he would put inside of another quest. Just pluck out one of those and make it the quick quest itself. Also, a part of the strategy is to entice collectors with a digital badge book as a reward. So you want to give them a reason for completing this quick quest. And part of the fun of joining Quest Scouts is collecting badges and the whole gamification. So what better way to really experience the whole, give them a taste of that Quest Scouts experience than giving them a digital badge book, which is a digital representation of the physical badge book that a lot of the Quest Scouts have. So to implement this strategy, we're gonna say step 1, make sure that you have prominent signups all over the site. You saw this before on the Quest preview page, but we're also gonna have it on the home page. And if he does any articles down the road, all roads should lead to this quick quest challenge because that's our one big marketing bridge. Step 2, a shorter welcome email with clear, easy calls to action. This is just the concept, but you can imagine he can do his version of this. Super quick and easy, right at the top. I've just signed up for the Quick Quest Challenge. The welcome email I get says, pick your quick quest. And you show them the 3 badges right there and you say, what are the objectives right there in the email? I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go browse. If you guys remember going to Blockbuster, like I could spend like 2 hours in Blockbuster trying to pick out a movie. I just need somebody to be like, what of these 3 movies would you like to pick? And then I know. But just like walls and walls of movies I can't pick. And even if Dylan wanted to, he could just do one quest, but I thought a little bit of variety is fun because it's kind of a choose your own adventure thing. So you've got the quick quests right there, you've got what they need to do, and then in that same email, you're gonna say, once you complete your quest in 15 minutes, click this button. So you give them something to do, something to complete the action. And it's just a big button in the email that says, I completed my quick quest. And you remind them that if they complete it within 1 week, which you can be a stickler about the 1 week if you want to, but either people are gonna do it probably within the day that they get the email or they're not. If you complete the quest within 1 week, you'll get your Quick Quest badge and a complimentary digital badge book. And so you give them kind of a visual of what that looks like. So you're kind of like teasing them, dangling this little carrot like, hey, you can start collecting badges if you complete your Quick Quest. And you do your little image there. And so step 3 is that if someone clicks that button and they say, I have completed this quest, you're gonna now have an automated email that sends them the digital badge book as a reward. So it's like, congrats, you did it, you completed the quick quest, download your digital badge book, and you really show them being able to like download their badge and the badge book, and then they can, copy and paste it or whatever. But then the big kicker is that clearly is someone who's excited and they've now gotten their first little taste of, scouting. And that's when you wanna say, okay, you're ready, join for your next quest. Like if you really want real physical badges, if you want to join the community, if you want to see all the objectives for all the quests, join now. And now you've really captured someone at the moment when they're most excited about Quest Scouts. So again, this is not that different than what Dylan has set up now, but just to remind you of the journey to go from stranger to customer, you're gonna have someone who either lands on an article or his homepage, or maybe they come to the site from a friend's recommendation. I think that's a lot of the way that he gets Scouts now is from word of mouth. From anywhere on that site that they land, they should be ushered into that 15-minute quick quest sign up. They get the welcome sequence. Once they do the welcome sequence, they're on the newsletter from then on. So they're always getting updates about Quest Scouts and cool challenges and what everyone in the community is doing to really entice them to want to join. And so at some point they're going to join Quest Scouts, and that is how someone's going to go from stranger to customer. But something to note about the Quick Quest Challenge is if someone's in that welcome sequence about the Quick Quest that I just showed you says, hey, I did this challenge, it basically creates sort of like a fast track bridge to becoming a customer because they say, hey, I did it, like I did it, I get my badge, I'm so excited. And in that follow-up sequence where we have the, hey, here's your badge book and here are the reasons why you should join, it's feasible that someone would be so excited that they just got their first badge that they would then want to join Quest Scout. So you're kind of creating your general bridge, which is like get people in the newsletter for a couple months, get them excited, but then you're creating this little fast track for people who complete that quick quest, which is what you want, for them to get excited and then hopefully join from there. All right, so if we have that infrastructure set up for our marketing strategy, now the question becomes audience building. Like, how do we get some people into that beginning stage of the marketing bridge so that we can really get them through that journey? I'll be honest with you, the truth about Dylan's business is it's not as simple, I think, as most of what we recommend, which is like write a bunch of foundation articles, because I don't know how many people are gonna be searching for such a unique hobby, searching for articles around it, especially when you're talking about this thing scouting, which is not even really a terminology that a lot of people are gonna know. Just because it's like harder, you know, and that it's not typically what you would do is write a bunch of blog posts doesn't mean that there aren't ways to get more people over to questscouts.com. And so to do that, we would kind of recommend a two-part strategy, a couple of long-term strategies that you can invest in that will probably pay off later, and then a couple of short-term strategies that you can like really try to do more targeted, get some people who are interested in Quest Scouts now. So for long-term strategies, we would still recommend doing articles that are optimized for search. Probably not as many as we'd recommend to other people. Normally we'd say like do 8 to 10. I don't know how many you're gonna be able to get, but I do think it's a good idea just to invest like maybe a day each in getting, let's say 4 articles up on the Quest Scouts homepage, so that in the off chance that someone is searching for something about geocaching, or maybe they loved Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts when they were younger and they're looking for ways to collect badges as an adult, different things like this that you can play on keywords and try to attract those people. If you invest the time, like a day, in doing an article now, it could pay off a year from now in getting traffic that you don't have to work for anymore to your homepage. So a couple of just article titles we brainstormed that might attract that target audience are things like 5 hobbies similar to geocaching. And then you mentioned Quest Scouts as one of them. And so you're really trying to siphon off that geocaching keyword and people who might be interested in geocaching, but they're looking for something new. Maybe they're tired of geocaching, and so they discover Quest Scouts. Another one could be the benefits of treasure hunting for adults with Quest Scouts. So again, you're trying to think of these creative keywords that people might be looking for: treasure hunting, scavenger hunting, geocaching, any of those related terms. I would even think about doing something like safe outdoor hobbies to do during COVID-19, because truthfully, this is like such a good opportunity for people are kind of like cooped up. They want these like fun hobbies where they're not just like living in their routines every day, but they want to do it in a safe way. So I think that Quest Scouts is like a perfect example of that. So maybe there's an article that Dylan could write around that. And then maybe something like 7 leisurely outdoor community activities. And again, you're trying to hit on those leisurely outdoor community, those keywords of your target audience. Another long-term strategy could be having a presence in geocaching or collecting social groups. I know that Dylan said that one of his original core audience found Quest Scouts because he posted in some sort of forum that was about, I think it was related to national parks or something. And even though the post got taken down, because I don't know why, maybe you weren't supposed to promote a business or something like that. He said, even though the post got taken down, he said somebody found it before it got taken down, and they have been a Quest Scout since 2015, which is crazy. So that's just proof that these really targeted niche forums is a pretty good road to go down, but it might take more time because you don't just want to pop in there and say, hey, check out my business. Like maybe he just wants to have a presence in some of these Facebook groups or Instagram communities or things like that that are around these hobbies that are similar that we've mentioned, like geocaching or national parks or community, things like that. So those are our kind of long-term strategies to get some traffic. Short-term strategies, this is going to be the big one. So I really think, depending on how committed Dylan is to really wanting to kickstart his membership, an interesting thing that he mentioned to me is that a lot of his Quest Scouts now are in one community area. I think he said in Michigan. It's this effect where 1 or 2 people join and then they invite their friends in their community because they all want to maybe do it together and things like that. And so that's a really interesting insight to pick up on, I think. The type of person who'd be attracted to Quest Scouts might already be a member of some of these more community groups. I mean, if I was Dylan, I would think to myself, okay, maybe I can identify, let's just say 10 cities that are similar to whatever city has really taken off for him in Michigan. Like maybe he just stays in the Midwest, but he says, all right, I'm going to list out 10 different cities, and then I'm going to try to find 10 different community groups within each of those cities of adults who, you know, some type of hobby community groups. Let's say you find a bowling club in some random city, and you find that they have a community group, and they have usually groups of that kind have some sort of leader. One strategy could be to literally reach out to all of these different leaders. So I'm talking write down a spreadsheet, figure out the leader of each of these 10 different groups in these 10 different cities. That's 100 different people to email, especially even now during COVID when we're recording this. A lot of them maybe aren't being able to meet right now, and they're looking for programming and looking for opportunities to do interesting things with their members. If you're Dylan, you could say, hey, I'm Dylan. I run a site called Quest Scouts. I don't know if your members would be interested in this activity, but I would be willing to create a custom quest for the Minnesota Bowling Administration. And I can create a badge for you. I can create a list of objectives, and it's sort of this adult scavenger hunt. I would create this quest for you for free as long as you would agree to just shout me out in your newsletter or something like that. It's a lot of work and a lot of manual work to really track that and reach out to everyone. But even if you get a handful of people, that is going to be such a key target audience for the type of person who is likely going to become a Quest Scout. And then I know this is kind of out of left field, but I also think that this business is kind of a cool opportunity for local news PR. And again, the type of person who might enjoy Quest Scouts might be retired, might be looking for a new hobby. Maybe they watch the local news. If there's some type of cool story, newsworthy idea that you could come up with and pitch to a couple of PR firms or local news stations, I think that could make it onto the local news of just like, fun, interesting hobbies that people are doing in quarantine or whatever the idea is. But that's just another short-term strategy that is an opportunity for Dylan. The last idea, which is one that is already working for him, he told me the biggest way that Quest Scout spreads right now is current members tell other people, so it's by word of mouth. An easy way to really facilitate this is to create a secret badge for scouts that refer new members. This secret badge page, and email it out to members and say, hey, if you refer people, then you get the secret badge. It's just rewarding them for passing Quest Scouts along to other people. And they already love badges, so why not reward them with what they love? Final step, step 5, the website. So we already revealed some of the website changes, but let's walk you through just a few of the things that I did to redesign the homepage and really take what Dylan has already created and just elevate it a little bit more. All right, so just to recap, this is Quest Scout's homepage right now. There's a lot to love about it. It's laid out well, and it has some really good elements to it. And we're just going to tweak those and crank them up that much more. So here is the redesigned homepage. A couple of slight changes to the branding. As much as I loved like the contrast of the black, I felt like it was a little bit, I don't know the best word to use, maybe harsh, but like I really wanted Quest Scouts to feel a lot more just inviting and community driven and a little softer. And so I just replaced the black with this darker green, and you can just see the difference. Like, as much as I, again, love the black, but the green just softens it a little bit and it gives it that kind of outdoorsy adventure feel. So you really want to entice people right with this above the fold section on the homepage. We've taken all of Dylan's information that he had and we've just formatted it in a slightly different way. And we made the badges super front and center. So just the colorful, eye-catching badges. I took the photos that he had of the community because I think that's a really important aspect of it. And I just gave it this little tape treatment, like it had been ripped out and put in a little adventure book or something like that. And then we're speaking to the clear benefits that Quest Scouts provide. Just to make it clear, adventure scouting for life-loving adults. And then life is short, we're here to help you make the most of yours, because I loved that on the original site. Complete new experiences through fun quests, earn real-life badges and achievements, have fun, experience community, and feel alive. So if I'm somebody who does not know what scouting is, after reading this top section, which is a little bit easier to digest now, I should have a much better idea. And then what we did is we took Dylan's idea of how it works, and we really just like expanded it and made it so much more crystal clear by making each step have its own clear section and using an actual quest as an example. And so I just think this helps kind of crystallize in someone's mind the actual process of doing a quest. So we've used the notes quest as an example here. So choose your quest. Step 2, complete fun challenges. We have our little objectives card here. We've circled one of the objectives, and then he can even use one of his community members doing, an objective here, but I just used a stock photo. So if the objective is browse a store that primarily specializes in music, we have someone in a music store there. Claim and collect badges, and then this is where you can really see, oh, they're real badges. Like I can have a real badge in my real badge book, and we want to make that clear because the digital badges are for the quick questers. The real badges are for the members, right? And then finally, again, we are tying in our marketing bridge here. Oh, I see how Quest Scouts work. Now I get to this section that's all about give it a try, no risk. We're gonna make it super clear. Earn your first Quest Scouts badge free in just 15 minutes. The barrier's super low. I say to myself, oh, I mean, 15 minutes, I've got 15 minutes. I wanna see what this Quest Scouts thing is all about. It's a super clear call out to start my free quest. And then I took the testimonials that were on his join page and I reiterated them here. He can swap out 3 different ones if he wants, but I do think that words that people have said about scouting, and I think some of the most compelling images are the ones of these with people out and about actually doing the scouting activities, are really compelling. And then of course, you just always want to reiterate getting started or join or have some sort of call out to really join the membership. So feeling stuck with the daily grind of life, we're speaking to the problem that someone might have that the business solves. Become a Quest Scout and shake it up through new fun challenges with friends. We're speaking to the benefit, and we're also talking about how Quest Scouts is the solution to their problem. All right, so that is our strategy for Quest Scouts. Let's recap our top 3 recommendations for Dylan and his freaking cool business, Quest Scouts. Number 1, to make all quests available for preview for non-members. Number 2, to tweak Welcome Challenge to be around this idea of the quick quests, which is just a slight variation on what he's already doing, and really get non-members hooked on questing right away. And then number 3, focus on long-term search traffic and a targeted short-term outreach marketing strategy to get new people to the site and people who are gonna be in that targeted audience of people who enjoy the outdoors and community activities and hobbies and things like that. And then this is the before of his membership join page. And this is the after. Just tweaking it a little bit, making it easy, making it super clear how to join, and making that join now button big and easy to find.
All right, we really hope you got a lot of good stuff from that one. We are so excited for Dylan and Quest Scouts. Such a fun business.
This one was a really fun one to work on because I'm like, when am I gonna have a chance to work
I
on a
also really
scouting
want to go
business?
do Quest Scouts. I just want to start doing them now.
Yeah, we're gonna be his new members, so that's one way to improve his business.
If you want to see us do more of these, and maybe if you want your business to be in one of our future episodes, jump on our email newsletter, wanderingaimfully.com/newsletter. Say hello, tell us what you're up to, tell us about your business, and we'll keep doing these in the future.
Also, thanks for all the good feedback that you guys leave on these episodes. It, as you can tell, takes quite a bit of time to do all these recommendations and do the videos, and we know they're like very long form, but it always gives us a little boost when we see you in the comments just saying that you enjoy them, so thanks for that.
And if you've watched this far, boop the like button. Just
You said, booping is different than smashing the like button.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't smash.
Okay,
Just
don't
boop.
smash it. Boop
Just
it.
boop.